Hey, welcome to the Ministry of Random Opinions. Today I want to talk about a potential solution, in my opinion, to what the UK government seem to be struggling with in terms, on two fronts. One, housing. Two, investment. And that investment by investment, I mean business investment, industrial investment in the UK. And it's not rocket science. It really isn't. But it's something we did before relatively successfully. And I think we can promote and do again if we let this happen. And that is this. When you go to Silicon Valley, you get in the US, you have tech bros that will create an entire infrastructure around their factory. Essentially, it's a mill. Think of it that way. Now there is a comparison in Victorian England of how this used to work too, right? Which is you would have a mill owner or a mine owner or a big manufacturer, and they had dependent staff, right? So they wanted to breed loyalty. They wanted to make sure their employees were fit to work. They wanted to make sure that they were healthy because that increased productivity. They wanted to make sure they were close by because that cut down travel time to their employment, which was better for them, less lateness, less sickness, etc., etc. So what they used to do around the mine, around the mill, around the manufacturing plant, is they used to build houses and they used to build infrastructure. In fact, there are whole villages in Wales and northern England that were built by the mining companies. They were built to support the employees and the management community of that mill, mine / whatever. And they built them in such a way that the bread at the time, health was an issue, longevity was an issue. And what they wanted to do is they wanted to instill loyalty, give something back to their employees, certainly the more altruistic. If you take Fry's for an example, Fry's were a big exponent of this. I think they were Quakers, and I think Quakers have this kind of principle embedded in what they do, which is, if you work for me and you demonstrate loyalty, I give back to you. And I think if we can move forward as a country with that ethos, i.e., we attract investment, whether that be UK investment or international investment into the UK, as part of it, our government gives breaks, gives these businesses, these organisations, the ability to not just build their, manufacturing plant, let's call it, right? Whether that be high tech or whatever, but also give them the assistance, give them the land and the ability to employ local contractors, not just to build the factory, but build the entire environment around it, the employee environment, a shopping centre, a village, if you like, a real village feel, with people that are looked after, given houses, or, given subsidies on buying houses in that location. But maybe given houses. Now, that'll do a couple of things. One, it will increase loyalty. It will make it more attractive for people to invest because they know they will have a loyal workforce who are close by, who will be able to do the work that they need them to do. And equally, it will give back to people who can't afford houses, people who will never have enough deposit or be able to afford the mortgage payments of a regular house. So why aren't we doing that? I mean, there must be a problem with it somewhere, because I think it's so goddamn obvious that it should be being done already, right? And we don't want to, continue this dreadful loop of building houses, watching them go up in value, seeing people that these houses are built for not be able to afford them. It's just going to continue and continue and continue, and the richest 1% will buy that housing stock up and rent it back to people that can't afford their own homes. And they're going to make it even worse. They're going to increase the rental stock. These people might be questionable landlords. We don't know, right? There's no check and balance. And we just perpetuate the problem. But if people who invest in businesses are employing people who they look after, house, push, give them a community, somewhere where they can spend their leisure time, there's a benefit, a massive benefit for that investor in doing it. There's a benefit from the government by taking problems away. There's benefit for the employee having housing and a decent community to live in of people that are like-minded, work in the same establishment, have the same commonalities, have, talking points. They're working, it'll create friendly environments that reduce crime, reduce violence, reduce knife crime, because all of that stuff, if they're working, they're not going out into that community and causing trouble because they work there, right? So they feel a sense of responsibility. Now, some people say, oh, Stu, you're talking about a freaking commune, or you're taking us back to Victorian bloody England, and, this is an old-fashioned idea, and what is it? So who cares? I don't care how fashioned the idea is. I think it's a good one. And I think the government should be promoting it, and they should be looking for investment like that. Like I said, just my opinion. I'm full of good opinions, mate. This is, after all, the Ministry of Random Opinions. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. This is a social commentary experiment. I want to see how many subscribers I can collect just by speaking my mind. Let's see if it works. Hopefully you'll do it. Hopefully you'll subscribe. Hopefully you'll like it. And I'll speak to you soon.